Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Oh my God. I wanted to talk to you first. I'm doing this project, obviously. I was like, I got to talk to Shellie because I see you as an optimist in the service industry.
Okay.
Maybe outwardly. I see myself this way as well.
Okay.
I walk around the restaurant smiling. I always have bartending, dishwashing, smiling to the point where people are like, what the hell's wrong with that dude?
You do get a lot of reviews on that.
Yeah, I mean, people have said this. What the hell? Why is he so happy? It's hot. A keg blew. We're out of Dr. Pepper. The kitchen is 20 minutes behind. And this happy motherfucker is just smiling his ass off.
Yeah.
I think when I've worked with you, it's just been like this air of calm. Everything's going to be okay, even though we're in the trenches. And I think like I have an escape because I can always go on stage as a stand-up and talk about the goofy shit that just happened.
It's true.
So I guess my first question is, what is your escape after like just not even being beat down, but just being in the industry
and having a shift?
Yeah, just having a shift. Just having a shift.
Just
Shellie.
having a shift.
What's the escape?
It's really funny. Everyone at Flatwater knows this, but like after a shift, just a normal, busy summer shift, there is 20-minute Shellie time where I get my shift drink and I go sit on the front porch and no one's allowed to talk to me.
Shellie time.
Yeah, I've been having to be nice and talk to people all night.
Yeah.
I will want to socialize eventually, but for these 20 minutes, it's just me staring at the ground with a beer.
I love that. So we got to talk about shift drinks for sure.
Yes.
The shift drink is like, all right, it's 8, we close in 2 hours, and this is the thing that's going to get me over the finish line.
Right.
The fact that I get to have a cold beverage.
Yes.
At the so you like by yourself for 20 minutes, Shellie time. You and MC Hammer have the most famous times, apparently.
We do.
Yes.
I've been told that
Hammer
before.
Time and there's Shellie time.
There's Shellie time, and it's just as important and
what
historical.
What happens if Shellie time gets interrupted?
It has happened before, and I've said, hey, I'm not done yet, and then people walk away. Sometimes if it was like a shift,
right.
I just have to lift my head up and they'll be like, okay, I'll come back later. And I'm like, yeah, you will.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
They back away slowly.
Yeah.
Their hands are in the air.
Like I'm a wild animal.
It's only been 18 minutes. My bad. I'll come back in a couple minutes.
2 more.
That's
so wait
amazing.
it out.
So I started at Flatwater through your recommendation.
Yes.
Thank you very much, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
This is crazy because this was like right...
Peak
during
COVID.
COVID? Yeah, peak right during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Mask on, summertime, 98 degrees, patio season, sweating.
Yeah. What a weird time.
It's an odd time. So I know Flatwater was like tremendously understaffed.
Yes.
Right? What were your days like during that time?
We had to modify the hours had to be modified anyways, because if you remember correctly, that's when we had curfew too. Remember when we throughout? Yeah.
I don't think
businesses couldn't be open.
I think I was still at Brewdog during curfew hours. I think I came in.
Yeah.
I think I came in like mid COVID. Like you guys had started ramping up.
That's true.
Again, but I was bartending at Brewdog when they're like, "You better get home before the COVID gets you." Right. COVID comes out at 8. You're good to sit 6 feet apart before
and
8
talk
p.m.
To people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Nuts.
But yeah, when that first started, there was only I hope I'm not misremembering this, but I feel like there was 10 of us.
Yeah.
And it was just us every day.
You were working open close.
Open close. Yeah. Yeah.
Every day.
Mm-hmm. And everybody was. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was nuts.
What were so Flatwater is known for having regulars who were very excited to have the restaurant open. I dealt with this at Brewdog where people would come from Greenwood, the crunchier parts of Indiana.
Crunchier parts?
Yeah.
What a nice way to say that.
The crunchier parts, and just be they'd be mad that there were regulations in place.
Oh, it's somebody came from outside Marion County.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it was
You dealt with that open to close.
Open to close. And that was one of the hardest things because, there's so much going on in our personal lives at that point too.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're out working in this area with other people. And like the last thing I wanted to hear about was anyone's political like stance at that moment, because I was just trying to survive. We all had just been like laid off for 2 months.
Yeah.
So
ain't no benefits in this game.
Nope.
Ain't no benefits.
There
No
is
PTO. That's what people don't understand with like this as a whole culture. It's like you need this.
It's a grind.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
You're basically risking your life to serve people nachos.
Yes.
And I think people take that for granted. I'm not sure if people took that for granted at the time, but I know
they just didn't have a perspective. Like they were missing a perspective. And it was like, yo, I'm not the one that, but it was like, people would come in and be like, you're the one that made this rule. Yeah. So I'm going to be mad at you. And I was like, can you just sit down, please, with your mask on? Just
oh my God. I remember doing shows and I'd walk in with the mask. I was in Evansville, Indiana, walk in with the mask and come out, put the mask on. Because I was like, I'm from a city. I'm trying to protect y'all.
Right.
And several people were like, man, take that damn mask off. Ain't nobody got the Rona around here, Democrat.
And you're actually like being thoughtful by doing it.
I'm trying to protect your dumb ass.
Right.
God. So, okay, that was a wild time. Not every restaurant was like gung-ho about staying up to code with like the regulations or keeping their staff safe, keeping them healthy, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Flatwater, because one, you spoke highly of the management and the core staff that you had in place still. You're like, it's a family. And I'm like, that's not always a selling point. People don't like their families, Shellie.
That. And sometimes that can be like families in a workplace can be used as like, that's like a toxic thing. This, you know what I mean? It ends up being toxic.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's pretty solid over there.
Yeah. So let's back all the way up. When did you start? You started.
I started, the summer of 2013. I started the day after my 21st birthday.
Okay. Happy 21st.
Yeah. So
get your ass to work.
I was supposed to start on my 21st birthday, and I was so excited when he called and asked me if I wanted to work there. I was like, yeah. He's like, cool, this date. And I just like hung up. And I called back and I was like, hey, that's actually my 21st birthday.
Damn.
I forgot. And he was like, okay, how about the next day? And I was like, well, you can't
ask off twice before your first shift.
I know.
That's bold. Your first shift, you're like, actually.
That's why I was like,
can someone switch me?
I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was rough.
2013, you're 21. What, hosting?
Yep, hosting.
Was it your first restaurant job in general?
It was my first restaurant job in that aspect. For all 4 years of high school, I worked in a coffee shop, and we had like, sandwiches, soups. It was like a little cafe, but it wasn't like waiting tables. It was people come up to the counter. We didn't have a host. So this was my first time doing that though.
Wow. Okay. 2013, you jump in. I meet you outside of the restaurant industry through our significant others.
Like 2016?
2017?
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID drops 2020. And you
get engaged?
I get engaged in COVID, so I don't have to invite anybody to the wedding. It was dope.
It was dope. I was there.
Smart.
It was really fun.
3-piece suit in June.
We were sweating.
Yeah, sweaty.
We were out there.
I got my tan on and everything. This is why you're a unicorn, because the industry has so much turnover.
Yeah.
How long were you at Flatwater? Spoiler alert, you left Flatwater before this season, right?
Yep.
Congratulations. You made it out.
For now. We both know it's like a drug.
It is.
I never
am going to. $200 days, man. I mean, that's nice.
I'm never going to feel like I'm actually out of it.
Yeah.
It feels like that way. It feels that way right now anyways.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still in it.
You're still in it. 11 years at the same
11,
spot?
It would have been 11 years this year.
You went from hostess to managing?
I did. I literally did almost every job position in that place except, I think, line cook.
Wow.
But I was the pastry chef at one point.
I remember that. I remember that. You goddamn utility knife.
Yeah.
What can you do? Someone called off. Get in here, Shellie. I don't care that you're on the double for the 5th day in a row.
Neither did I, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do you have, so you haven't been gone that long, but do you have anxiety dreams about shifts?
It's never gonna go away.
Oh, walk me through one. Walk me through one.
Oh gosh. The worst is the dream may not always look like flat water, but it's flat water.
Right, you know.
And all of a sudden there's an upstairs.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Outdoors too?
Yeah, like
no,
all of a sudden there's 2 stories.
Oh Jesus.
And then for some reason also, you know, like those dreams where you're like trying to move really fast, but you just can't?
You're in sand.
Yeah, that's what the whole serving shift is. And then you're also trying to go upstairs and you're the only one working. And it is just,
I don't like
oh
this
my
at
gosh.
all. I
No,
just
me
clutch my
neither.
pearls.
like, it takes me a minute to like shake it off when I wake up from those.
Yeah, running up
Yeah.
that hill.
Yeah.
But you can't because you're in sand.
Mm-hmm.
Mine
And,
always.
and everyone's mad at you too, because you're not.
That's the thing.
Yeah, because you're not
Everyone's-
getting to them quick
everyone's
enough.
mad.
Everyone's pissed.
That's what fucks the dream. Like that's the real mind fuck is that you, no matter what you do to catch up, everyone hates you.
Yes.
And you hate everyone, but you still want everyone to like you.
Yes.
And I think deep down, that's what we do as servers. We're like, I hate all you for being here, but please like me. I do need you.
Right. No, it's 100% true. Have you ever like sat up from a dead sleep and been like, I forgot to take that to a table?
Yes. Yes. I forgot the salt and pepper.
Yeah. Cider ranch. Damn
Cider
it.
ranch.
How did I do that?
How they eat their fries with no ranch? This is Indiana. Oh my God. Yeah. I hate those. I hate those. And I didn't have them until I started serving.
Yeah.
So I washed dishes. I worked in the kitchen. I worked as a beer tender at just a brewery.
Yes.
Never had them then. Worked as a bartender. Never really had them then. Serving, man, it was like I didn't yell corner and I dumped an 8 tops food.
Right.
And the dude in the kitchen is going to whoop my ass. He hates me. The 8 top hates me. The manager hates me. And then I just wake up crying in a cold sweat.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this to myself?
because it was already late and now they got to restart recooking everything.
Yeah.
And nope. That'll make you wake up sweating.
It sucks.
It
But
really does. I don't know. My uncle Kurt, he was in the restaurant industry for a long time. And then, I don't know, he's probably been out of it for like 30 years now. He says he still has restaurant nightmares to this day.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. That's like The Shining.
Yeah.
Like you can't wake up.
That's our future.
I don't want that.
This is always going to be happening.
Like an old Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, kid, about the summer of 23 at Flatwater.
Black and white flashbacks. Yes. No.
Incoming!
It's
Corner!
just easier if you accept it.
So when I said that you were an optimist, you kind of gave me a look.
Yeah.
Because is it just an outward thing? Like I know by the time that we started working together, you were already in a leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like don't scare the troops by showing
Don't scare the kids.
fear.
Yeah. You can't break. You got to keep it together for everybody else.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that's supposed to be fixing everything. So
Sure.
if the fixer's panicking, then everyone else is going to panic.
Yeah.
And it's not good when everybody panics.
That's not good.
It's not good.
No, everybody's mad.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I am optimistic, but I'm still going to I'm going to make everything a joke though.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing will bring you to tears.
Oh yeah.
There's not really a great place to cry at Flatwater. It's very visible. I guess you can go.
You can go in the walk-in.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you gotta
crying in the
But
walk-in.
you got to make sure you close it because it's outside. And in the summertime, you can't leave that cracked. Otherwise, it's going to mess up the
You
temperature.
can't even have a cry without worrying about closing the walk-in.
I know.
That's despair.
It is.
That is despair.
It is.
I think mental health is such a big part of the service industry that is overlooked.
Oh yeah.
I just wish there was more access to talking about, hey, are you taking care of yourself outside of just drinking and self-medicating, which also do that.
And
I don't give a shit.
self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating, do all that. But also hey, is there a way to step back, look at things holistically and be like, at the end of the day, I'm just serving food and drinks to either you meet some really fucking cool people doing this.
Oh, everyone I know in Indy, like all the coolest people I know, is because of this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to your wedding.
Yeah, you were
It's
there.
fucking-
It was like 3 restaurants.
I don't know how anybody ate that day.
I don't know either.
How was any restaurant open? That didn't make no sense.
Well, Flatwater did close.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. I think Union Jack was open like half day. But yeah, there's like 3 restaurants at my wedding.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
It's beautiful. Yeah, the long-term service. So what went into the decision to leave? How hard was it?
It was awful.
Mhm.
It was super hard. I'm still now like, again, like we were talking about earlier, it's like a drug. You know, there's been a couple times where I know someone can't get to work or someone's sick at Flatwater because I'm friends with all those people that I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, texting Mike and Alan like, hey, you need a shift picked up?
Yeah.
Because I'll do it. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, just let me do it.
Right.
Right.
Please take somebody off the schedule.
Right.
I need this.
I need this. But no, it was really hard. I only left because, I don't know, I kind of got to a point where I was like, well, why not try something else?
Mhm.
Because I know I'm good at working in a restaurant and I can
Mhm.
always go back to it.
Right.
Yeah, I just kind of felt like switching it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I mean, you did your time.
I did my time.
You did your prison sentence.
I think so.
That's a long time. That just
It
shows
stays
how
with you though.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
It just does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound like an old wispy man. It just does. Don't ask Grandpa no other questions.
I am an old wispy man.
Thanks for doing this podcast, you old wispy man.
You're welcome.
That's so funny to me. It does show the culture of Flatwater in general and restaurants like that try to take care of their staff.
Oh, for sure.
Even if, we live in a country that doesn't really allow restaurants to give benefits and also
Especially small business restaurants, like the
Right.
locally owned ones.
Yeah.
They really, Flatwater does great.
Yeah.
They really do. They try in every way possible without, putting themselves under
hmm
to take care of everybody there. But for a small local business, they literally make it almost impossible
Yeah.
for anyone to provide that,
Right.
And if you do provide it, it's because you now opened another place and
Yep.
then another place,
Yep.
You can't do it really off one
can't.
restaurant.
You can't. And chains don't give a damn. But that's for a different
They
episode.
don't. They
That's for a different
don't.
episode.
I mean,
That's for the Brewdog episode.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to sit in on that one, just
Yeah.
in the background.
Oh my goodness. I got some stories to tell. I did have health benefits though.
Well,
At
yeah.
what cost?
At what
At
cost?
what cost?
Yes.
I do like the mobility of it. I hit Mike and Alan, the owners of Flatwater, up this summer. I was like, hey, heard you're low staffed again. If I just send you some open dates, can I come and make a couple $100?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. You can't do that at every place.
No.
It would be like, you're on the schedule or you're off the schedule.
And also, we were talking about how, you are one of the happiest people that people have ever seen.
It's
So it makes sense why they're like, yeah, you can come back whenever you want. Everyone
it
loves
is
you.
concerning how quick people will leave a review that says, had Dwight, he must be the happiest guy I've ever seen. I was like, I just said thanks for coming in with a smile. And that made your day.
You got a vibe.
Do you think the industry's changed service-wise after the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many lifelong, veterans of the industry
Mhm.
left.
Yeah.
So service in general has definitely changed, and I've seen it with places I've worked where, we're having to hire people that have never worked in a restaurant before,
Man,
or
that's rough.
they have, and it was it wasn't a good restaurant. You know what I mean? They
Sure.
weren't making you follow certain protocols and rules and
Yep.
just processes of how you should be doing things. So that was definitely adjustment because, went from working with a bunch of people that have been doing this their entire lives
hmm
to a bunch of greenies,
It's
and that's
frustrating,
hard. It's
right?
so frustrating.
That's like the math professor that knows everything, but he gets demoted and has to teach kindergarten math.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys know what this
Why don't you get it?
It's not their fault,
No.
but it just hasn't clicked. They don't have the reps.
Yes, and they don't understand fully that they're doing this for their living. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that something's got to click that hey, you're actually doing this to stay alive.
Yeah.
you should try to be good at it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Professionalism.
Instead of just like,
ooh, I love that.
Very mediocre.
I love that. We should have a session where you just talk to a server that's on the ledge and be like, yo, listen. Like a coach, like an NBA coach.
Are you going to do this or not?
Don't you want to succeed?
I will bench you.
You're not going to get on Sports Illustrated. I will bench you. I can't because we're understaffed right now, but I will. I will find a way.
Yeah, as soon as I find your replacement, you're out of here. Nothing bothers me more, though, than just someone that doesn't care if they're good at something.
Sure. I do get, like, I try to turn this off, but it's very difficult if you go out to eat and you see a server or a bartender struggling and it's their fault.
Yes.
You're like, oh, baby boy,
like,
what are you doing? Going to a table one table at a time, even though the table's right next, getting one item at a time. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Baby, just take 2 steps and just treat
your section like a table.
Love it.
Treat
your section like a table.
Yeah, it's all one table.
Yeah.
That's how you should be picturing it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's such a simple thing that I don't, like, that's a very simple phrase that could just be said to every server that might just help them click.
I've tried. It's
no, don't do it.
They don't care.
No, they don't care. Damn it, we gotta save these kids. We gotta find a way to reach these kids, Shellie.
I know. I think it just, I don't condone people yelling at servers, but I do think it should happen to everybody.
Yeah.
It brings some humility and like it does build something in you. I
think so. I guess that's what was cool about your wedding. It's like everyone. I was yelling
at everybody.
Yeah, you were. Shellie, before she said I do, she is like, get the goddamn appetizers. Like I said, they're not arranged properly. Anyway, my vows. Like you can't turn it off.
No,
you can't.
Nope.
No, it was full of industry, and I guess this is a great question. It's like there's maybe not a question, but I think the world would be a better place if everybody had to work a hot summer shift, like a double, and then you go back to like your finance degree or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if everybody had to be in the service industry just to be a human being, to partake.
I agree. Because like understanding how to handle that's those kind of skills you can use across any job. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Any job where you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
But there is a respect that I demand of
for sure
restaurant workers because holy moly, we go through some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I also wanted to have you on the podcast because as a longtime industry person, I know you're full of stories, and I would like to hear what you've prepared for the listeners today.
Okay, all right.
I'll try not to interrupt, but I get excited, so I apologize to everybody.
Okay, all right. One of the things about the restaurant industry is that it's quick decision making. There's not a lot of time to ask questions, when it comes to getting something done and being really busy. So there was one time when I was managing and I checked on this woman. She was sitting at her table. She was like working on an art project and I could not figure out what it was. She was sanding something down and I was like, weird.
Sanding.
Yeah, then later, she pays, she leaves, but I go out to help bust the table, and there's this zucchini, like paper zucchini and sandpaper still on the table. She's already gone, couldn't catch her. So I like grab it. I'm like, do I throw this away? Do I keep it? Like, what is going on? So then I'm carrying it back inside and the phone rings and someone hands it to me, and she's like, hi, it's me. I left my zucchini and my paper zucchini and my sandpaper on the table. I'm coming back. Can you save it for me? And I was
like panicked?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I go up to the host stand. It was Kristen.
Okay.
And I go, hey, this lady left her paper mache zucchini and sandpaper on the table. She's going to come back and get it. I'm going to leave it up here with you. Not missing a beat. Kristen just goes, okay, and takes it from me. Like, she didn't have any questions. And I loved that. Like, I laughed so hard about that later. She was just like, all right, yeah, I can do that.
You know how focused you got to be? To just not give a shit that
she
you
didn't
just
even
heard
make a face.
The
she was
weirdest
just like,
thing you've ever heard in your life.
Paper mache zucchini and some sandpaper. She's like, on it, got it.
I love that she worked on it so much, but also forgot it.
I know.
I'm like,
it did look really good though.
Did it?
Yeah, it looked like
like she spent some time on it.
Detailed zucchini.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's always funny. Like when people leave their leftovers, I'm like, listen, I brought you a box. You paid the bill, and you left your leftovers. I hope you come back for them.
Yep.
But like,
how long do you hold on to them?
I don't know.
You know?
That's the question. I've done this.
Yeah.
I've done this.
Me too.
It's a pain that I would wish upon no one.
I know.
You get home and you're like, damn, I'm still hungry.
Luke makes fun of me all the time, actually, because I am that person.
You'll just leave
I will just get up and walk away from the table.
Damn.
Yeah, unless we're like actively leaving as soon as I box it up and get up.
Yeah.
Other than that, I will completely forget about it.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is very sad.
I've been out to eat with you, and you are an appetizer demon. Like, I've heard you say we want one of every appetizer.
Yeah.
Maybe more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love going out to eat.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think that's why I like this industry too. And that goes back to when you go out to eat and you see somebody like being really bad at their job and you're just like,
oh God.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can even order every appetizer from this person.
I know. Or they like only take one and then go back and ring it in.
Oh my God.
Come back and ask the next one that you want.
Oh no. Stop. Just stop. Don't be a hero. Write everything down.
Write it all down.
Take a deep breath.
Oh, does that make you nervous? People that don't write down orders?
No, not really.
Oh my gosh. Rafi does it all the time. He'll do it with like a 12 top.
Yeah.
And he just remembers everything.
Yeah. It doesn't make me nervous. It would make my mother like furious. Like, so you're not going to write any of this down?
That's what I say inside my head. I let them do it, but I'm just like, I swear to you. I swear.
Well, with you, you got like 18 appetizers. Of course, they're not prepared for everything that's going to come out of your mouth.
They're not.
But I'm also like, I rarely, like the only thing I don't ask for is like sour cream. I rarely like ask for things added or things taken away. I usually order food the way it is.
Same, because I feel like it's disrespectful. Like, unless it's like an allergy or something, obviously. Like, they made it this way for a reason. Eat it how they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I respect a menu that says no changes.
Me too.
I've seen people walk out.
I like restaurants that don't have salt and pepper shakers because there's a lot of people that will do that to their food before they even taste it.
Oh God!
It's like, honey, you're gonna get gout.
No, don't do that. Trust us.
Yes.
This ain't old country. It's not a Cracker Barrel.
Right.
You don't need to season everything.
And let me tell you, if it is Cracker Barrel, you don't need to add any salt. You just don't. They are not shorting you on that.
I chose Cracker Barrel because I have not eaten at one. So
never.
Why would I eat at?
I mean, anytime I have, it's been an emergency. You know, like on a road trip, and that's like the only place to stop off and eat because you're like in the middle of nowhere.
It doesn't seem very inviting to a person of my complexion, but
it's not. I'll tell you, it's not. Now that I think about it, don't go to a Cracker Barrel. Don't.
They're like, we tried to warn them in the name. What was he thinking, dude?
Nice.
Man.
Well played.
Good Lord. I thank you so much for doing this. This is a great chat.
This is fun.
I wish we could like I started this because I want to like chop it up with industry folk.
Yeah.
And for industry folk. And there's no one better that I know as a human being and as a professional. You're a goddamn professional, and we lost you. But you'll be back.
I'm here.
You'll be back.
Let me know if you need a shift picked up.
Hell yeah.
I'll be there.
Appreciate it. That's it.
Yay, that was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you.